What's up guys, it's Chaotic Films here, and in this video we're going to be talking about the new Call of Duty game which is going to be coming out next year, which is going to be done by Treyarch. I'm just going to be talking about the things I'd like to see in the game and whether it's going to be called Black Ops 4 and all that kind of stuff. Mainly just talking about the kinds of things I like to see in the game as the title suggests. So anyway, let's just get straight into it. Now first of all, I like it to not be called Black Ops 4. I like to see Treyarch do something a little bit different and kind of go away from the Black Ops series. And I think that's pretty much what they did with Black Ops 3. I think the only reason why they called it Black Ops 3 is because it's a really profitable title, Black Ops 3. But I would like to see them, do something even, beyond what Black Ops 3 was. I think they're really hinting at a modern setting, which is something we'll get onto in a little bit here. But I'd like to see them see something else other than Black Ops 4. I think that should be really interesting to see. If it is just, something different, but it's just called Black Ops 4 to turn a profit, whatever. But at the very least, I would like to see a different thing, which I'm sure we will get. It's Treyarch. They innovate a lot on their previous games, and they're always listening to the community, and the community has been demanding something a little bit different. So it should be really cool to see what Treyarch does, and I'm sure it will be different from the Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 2 and all that kind of stuff. So the next thing that I like to see, and this kind of relates to what I was talking about, and I did mention this just then, but I like to see a modern setting. Treyarch hasn't actually done a modern setting Call of Duty before. That's pretty much just been Infinity Wars things, and technically Sledgehammer Games, because they did work on Modern Warfare 3. But I think a modern setting in a Treyarch game should be really interesting. The closest thing that we got to this was actually Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 had some future elements, and it was for the most part a future Call of Duty. I mean, it was kind of advertised as being the first future Call of Duty. But there were some modern elements in there, and they did obviously, I love Black Ops 2. It was my second favorite Call of Duty ever, so I think Treyarch would do a really good job at doing a modern setting. So that's what I like to see, and it looks like we might actually be getting that. I mean, they've been hinting at that, and there's kind of just been little hints kind of dropped around here and there. So it probably will actually be a modern setting, which should be really awesome to see from a Treyarch game. The next thing I like to see, and this is pretty much a given at this point being a Treyarch game, but I like to see lots and lots and lots of content. I think Black Ops 3 went a little bit too overboard with the customization kinds of stuff. I think I don't know, it kind of got a little bit complicated after a while, and I just saw some really crazy weapon combinations, and the supply drop weapons and all that kind of stuff did get a little bit ridiculous. So I'd like to see lots and lots of content, but maybe just tone it down a little bit from what Black Ops 3 was. But it's more than just the weapons kind of stuff when I'm talking about content. I'm talking about DLC and all that kind of stuff, which Treyarch are really good at. I mean, they did when Infinite Warfare was the main Call of Duty, or at least a Call of Duty that was the most recent one. They actually released another map pack thing, another DLC thing, and they're always adding content, they're always creating games with lots of content. So this is a given, but I like to see lots of content in the next Call of Duty game. I like to see also see really good kill streaks, or score streaks, whatever you want to call them. This is also a given. It's a Treyarch game, and they always have really good kill streaks. I mean, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1 was okay, but Black Ops 2 was when they really started showing those really good score streaks, and just that satisfying feeling you get when you get a certain level of kills, and then you're able to just reign supreme on the enemy team. And I'm sure this is something we're going to see, and that's basically something I like to see, really good score streaks in the next Call of Duty game. The next thing I like to see, and this is another given, but I would like to see great post-development support, and Treyarch are really good at this. They're really good at listening to the community and making sure that they're giving them exactly what they want, making sure that the game is balanced, making sure that the game is enjoyable, making sure that it's just the best experience for the player that it can possibly be. They're always listening, they're always patching things and nerfing things, so I'm sure we will see this, but there are some things that they can probably improve on, just as every developer could when it comes to post-development support. But again, probably it's a given that Treyarch are going to be doing this, but I would like to see it in the next Call of Duty game, which we probably will. The next thing that I like to see is classic weapons. Being a modern shooter, I like to see classic weapons such as a UMP or an ACR. We haven't actually seen these in a Treyarch game before, but there's just something that I like about the UMP and the ACR. Just when I use these weapons, I kind of just get a nostalgic feeling, which is weird to get nostalgic over a gun, but I really like to, I would really like to see weapons such as the UMP or an ACR make their way into a Treyarch game, especially considering that's going to be, or most likely will be, in a modern setting. I would also like to see a really high kill streak such as a Swarm or a Moab. Just one of those really high kill streaks that you constantly see gameplays of, and you know, just that thrill you get. Like, I've only ever gotten one Moab, and I got close to getting another one, but I probably would have been able to get it if the game didn't finish before I got it. I was like 23 kills, I think, which that's one off, because when you have the specialist thing, you get hardline, so it's not 25, it's 24. So I was like one off. It might have been 22 kills, which I was on, which would have meant that was 2 kills off. I don't know why I'm talking about this. It's kind of relevant, but 1 or 2 kills off getting more. But anyway, I want a really high kill streak that you just get that really satisfying feeling after you actually get that kill streak. The next thing that I like to see, and this isn't really a given, I mean, Black Ops 3 was a little bit iffy with this out of what I've heard, but I like to see a good storyline. Black Ops 1 had a really good storyline, Black Ops 2 had a really good storyline, and then Black Ops 3, I haven't played much of it, but out of what I've heard, it's not the best. But, you know, if it's anything like Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 1 with the campaign, I'm sure it'll be a really great storyline, so that's something that I like to see. Haven't played many of the storylines in the recent Call of Duties because I just haven't really been interested in them, and, you know, I played maybe a few levels of some of them, and I kind of just got bored, and I didn't really feel any sympathy for the characters. And the Modern Warfare games and the Black Ops games are really the only games that I've actually had some sort of, like, you know, that I kind of felt the characters had some sort of sympathetic qualities and all that kind of stuff, and the other ones were just kind of mediocre in terms of that kind of stuff. So yeah. The other thing, and this is kind of like a little weird, like, fun thing that I like to see, but I like to see a prop hunt game mode. For those that don't know, prop hunt was added to COD 4 Remastered, and I think it might have been in like some of the previous Call of Duties, I don't know, but I'd really like to see prop hunt game mode because it's just fun and stupid to do, so that would be interesting to see. I would like them to also turn down the colorness on the maps. Black Ops 2 was fine. Black Ops 3 kind of just took it to some really ridiculous disco-y, you know, crazy 90s retro-y, or it wasn't like retro-y, but in terms of the colors, it was just ridiculously all over the place, and that's not exactly, I like the colors to some extent, but it did get a little bit ridiculous, and being a modern setting, and I kind of want to get a little bit of like a COD 4 vibe from this, but actually, no, I take that back, it's a Treyarch game, I don't really want to see that, but if it's a modern Treyarch game, I would like them to just turn down the colors just a little bit, just a bit, maybe sort of like Black Ops 2 area. I think Black Ops 2 did it quite well. I just thought Black Ops 3 was a little bit too ridiculous for me. And the next thing that I like to see, and this is a really stupid fun one that doesn't actually have much to do with the game itself, but I'd love Treyarch to prank everybody on April Fools. They'll release a fake trailer on April Fools, and it'll be Call of Duty Space Warfare or Future Warfare, and it's just all the stuff that everybody has been talking about how they don't like exosuits and, you know, space jumpy thingies and whatever, and space guns, and just all the stuff that everybody has been talking about, that what they don't want in the next Call of Duty game. I just want them to do like a trailer for that, and then like a day later reveal, hey, that's a joke, this is actually what our next game is going to be. I just think that would be really funny to see, so Treyarch, if you're listening to this, please do that, because that would be hilarious. That's a stupid little fun one, but anyway, tell me what you guys think, tell me what you'd like to see in the next Call of Duty game, whether you want it to be a future one, or a modern one, or even like going to World War II. I wouldn't really want to see another World War II game. I mean, Call of Duty World War II has kind of been, it was fun at the beginning just because I was so drained out of all the, you know, future stuff from the Call of Duty games, but it just kind of, the fun just kind of is starting to wear off a little bit, and I'm starting to see a lot of the problems. It's still quite an enjoyable game, and it's pretty good, but it isn't amazing like a lot of people were probably hoping it to be. But anyway, that's irrelevant. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tell me what you would like to see for the next Call of Duty game, and bye.